Bonjour, my name is Sena Aluka. I come from Togo and I'm very privileged to work for the largest environmental Pan-African organization called the Young Volunteer for the Environment.
My name is Bridget Mogambe and I work with the Alliance for Food Sovereignty in Africa as a programs coordinator.
Okay, my name is Heather Day. I am the Director of Community Alliance for Global Justice.
I'm Busepo Bibi Giose. I'm from the African Union Development Agency, NEPAD, as well as FAO.
Even though I'm a bit happy to be aging, I'm still part of this movement that is giving space, giving capacity, giving opportunity for young people to be part of the policy and decision-making process in over 38 countries across Africa.
The My Food is African campaign is important because we see Africa beginning to lose its food. We are beginning to resort to other foods. We are not seeing young people proud of their food, eating their food. We are now, seeing a lot of fast foods, shops coming up, like they call them. So My Food is African campaign is very important for us to begin to remind ourselves about the importance of our foods, about the healthy diets that we get from African foods, about the cultural issues from African foods, the diversity around African foods. So it's really important for us to mobilize ourselves as Africans and other people that stay within Africa to be able to appreciate our foods and go back to eating our foods.
In order to end hunger and also just to strengthen local food economies and food sovereignty, these campaigns are absolutely essential. And I think they provide the real solutions to some to the issues that are being raised by foundations like the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
It is very important because for us, we need to really preserve our culture, our tradition, and make sure that we promote our indigenous foods, both from a point of food security, nutrition, and cultural preservation.
For three reasons. The first one is that the current system, the current model has failed us. Every day, about 1 billion people go to bed without eating, and most of us are malnourished. That's the first thing. The second one is that we have the knowledge, we have the power, and we have the solutions. They are there. So we need to tap into them to make sure that, we eat properly, and if possible, we give to the outside world. The third reason why this campaign is very critical is that we are living in a world of unpredictability. Nobody knows what will happen tomorrow. So strengthening our food production systems, making sure that we eat our own food and rely on our own resources is absolutely the best way to increase our resilience vis-a-vis any upcoming disasters. So for those reasons, this campaign is very relevant.
For us, agroecology is it's not just about the production of food. So we look at issues around how we produce the food, the people that produce the food, the diversity around the food, the issues of local markets. So Afsa promotes agroecology because it encompasses the entire food system. It looks not just at increasing production and focusing on a few foods, but it looks at how we can produce more foods at the same time working with nature. So it deals with issues of climate, it deals with issues of our soil conservation, it deals with issues of culture and food, and it also talks about the livelihoods of the people because agroecology also promotes territorial markets or local markets. So we prefer to advance agroecology because it's a more wholesome system, it's a more wholesome approach of food production, food consumption, and also enhancing food producers' livelihoods.
Agroecology, which is about applying environmental principle to agriculture, is something we have been doing. It's nothing new. My people don't call it agroecology. We call it sustainable farming. We call it natural farming. That's how we know in our place. And why is it necessary to be promoted? Because that's absolutely what we are doing today. My people, they don't even have the money to get back fertilizers. And the women, they have the knowledge. They share with among the community. So I think it's absolutely important that we promote agroecology today because of course, the climate aspect of it, the need to feed the planet because the current system is taken from the earth without giving anything back. Agroecology helps to restore that harmony between human being and nature, culture, and nature.
Agroecology is very important because it's an alternative to the conventional industrial farming system that is destroying soil around the planet, that is polluting water throughout the planet, that requires huge amounts of capital to buy machinery, that requires huge amounts of water. All of these things are destructive to the planet, but also it puts it out of the hands of the average person. And so agroecology, using traditional methods that farmers have used for thousands of years, can be done by the average person. It doesn't require you to have millions of dollars to do it. So it's an important step in healing the planet, it's an important step in healing ourselves, and it's an important step in being more self-reliant and less dependent upon European and American capitalism.
To me, it's very inspiring because the campaigns are providing real solutions to problems where we're seeing a lot of really dangerous false solutions coming from philanthropic capitalists like the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, from the my own government. It's all very much like solutions that will benefit already rich multinational corporations, and we need solutions that come from the base, from grassroots, from farmers, from peasants, from fisher folk. So, I mean, our organization is dedicated to strengthening the global food sovereignty movement, and we can't have food sovereignty without agroecology. I think it's just a central part of what we're fighting for, and is how to have a healthy and just food system that also is community-led. And I mean, it's about where the power lies. So to me, it's about the power being localized.
I would urge for anybody and everybody to support agroecology, because what has happened in the recent past, we have lost our health to the soils, we have lost our health to nutrition, and we are seeing a lot of diseases, both environmental and human diseases.
My general feel of the conference that it's an exciting time to meet so many other people from Africa, the African continent. I think my best time in the conference was cooking food. It is always good to get together in communities and you cook food with colleagues, but also seeing how other countries prepare their food, the jollof, the fufu, the ugali, seeing all other people produce their food. I think for me was the most exciting around the conference. Yeah, you're welcome.
I was really excited by the launch of the My Food is Africa campaign, and just think that's brilliant, a brilliant idea for there to be, like, for this continental-wide network to have something that really makes sense in all the different communities that are involved through the organizations that are members of Afsa. So it's just something that can be carried out on a local level, and I think it's really needed. I mean, just for people to revalorize indigenous and traditional foods and realize their importance on all these different levels. So I've been really excited about that work.
My recommendation is that this group stays together, stays strong, stays inspired, and doesn't waver in the faith that African people will be victorious. And if we take step by step, one step at a time, we'll achieve our goals. So that's my main recommendation, just to be steadfast.
My impression is that this kind of conference, focusing on food sovereignty and agroecology, should have been started a long time ago, and it should be repeated often. So my takeaways is that let's work on our policy transformation. That could be for the organizers and the participants as they go back to the countries and organizations. They should really instigate for better or more policy transformation, looking at the inclusion of indigenous foods, traditional foods, and cultural expressions. This will then lead us to ensure that agroecology is taken into account more holistically and fully. That will lead us then to being able to produce our own food the way we know best how, and decrease dependency on external inputs for agriculture, consumption, and health.
For me, a highlight of this event also was just there's a lot of people that I've known here for a long time, for like almost 10 years, and just to see the women, mostly, there's a few men, but mostly the women cooking was just so beautiful to see, people doing the everyday work that is necessary for a healthy food system. It was really beautiful for me to see that. And then I just gravitated towards the Ugandan folks because I know Bridget, and I just was really fascinated by the use of banana leaf. And so when I went in to get food, I just went straight there, and they gave me a huge, very beautifully prepared plate of food. So that's the only thing I tasted, and it was incredible. It was delicious.
The dinner I had yesterday was absolutely wonderful. I had food from all over the African continent, and so I'm a vegan. I don't eat meat, I only eat plants and grains and things like that. And I was so happy that there was so many foods there yesterday that I was able to eat that didn't have meat, fish, or dairy in it. And to tell you the truth, in my trips to Africa, it's been difficult often as a vegan finding things to eat. So yesterday was absolutely wonderful because there was so many plant-based options that I was able to eat, and it was all delicious. It was African cultural. It was prepared.
This is an amazing conference. It was let's say proper English words. It was empowering, revigorating, energizing. It was extraordinary. Well done. I'm very happy to be here, and I was happy to see a lot of young people, a lot of elders, women, politicians, and farmers in the same room thinking about food systems. I'm coming from the COP. It was quite a very hostile ecosystem there. Here I can see life, I can see colors, I can see diversity, I can see rhythm, I can see noises, I can see humanity has won at this COP. So I think I'm just happy. I'm very impatient to come to the next one. I hope it will be in somewhere in Francophone Africa. Thank you very much. Oh, mamma mia, the jollof from Ghana, it was excellent. The jollof was very good. I tasted the ugali, kind of ugali coming from Zimbabwe. I didn't know about it before. I like it very much. But the best food was my own food. The Togo food, it was spicy, it was good. No, Ethiopian came again and again. So like, apart from the jollof, the chebujek from Senegal, the second food to finish on the table was the Togo banku. We call it akume or akmele. The one we cook, it was very good. Please eat spicy food. You'll be strong. You'll make plenty babies. God will bless you.